You need to get out of your head.
The progression is I am going to knock them upside the head and take the bread from them.
To get out of your head. To get out of your head. Things, because it is wicked, right?
White man doesn't even come into my attitude. Mr. Muhammad teaches us to love our own kind and let the white man take care of himself.
Something by some level. To get out of your head. I don't know, just feeling like you know everything, right? I feel like a lot of people don't recognize that a lot of their anxiety and stress comes from them feeling like they know everything, and nobody does, right? Whoever I'm speaking to, you allow yourself to be shamed or feel discouraged because of your own thoughts, which I'm seeing when I split the deck, right? The moon energy kind of represents like thoughts and illusions and sometimes delusions as well. So you could have like a lot of negative thoughts in your mind that you probably don't talk about, and it could possibly not even be necessarily about you, but towards others, right? Sometimes you probably feel as if, I don't know, like you're in competition with someone else, something else, some type of system or way of being, and it's done on a subconscious level. It's not like you're doing it on purpose, right? Yeah, bro. It says listen to your inner voice when making choices, stalling indecision, strength through suffering, peace restored, and stalemates, right? This is calling for you to balance out your mind, right? When you balance out your mind, you can be able to see things clearly. And I don't know if you see that this person is holding two swords like this, and it kind of looks like they're blindfolded, like they don't have a way out of 147, as I said this, out of whatever they're in. And I'm feeling like this is the way of thinking when I had split the deck and see the moon card, right? It's kind of like you feel like you don't have a way out of your anxiety. You have a lot of anxiety, but that anxiety is stemmed from you feeling like you have to be better than something or someone, right? And where that comes from is feeling like you should be somewhere or you should know something, and nobody does. Nobody knows everything, right? And we have to be okay with understanding that as humans. We are only limited to our own human experience and understanding. So we can't know everything, right? A lot of twos coming out here. So now we have the Page of Wands. Wands also represent thoughts, feelings, and stuff like that. So it says keep your eye on your goals and enjoy every moment, right? So what I'm getting from this is you need to make yourself be your own competition, and not in a negative way, right? You want to look at who you were a week before, a day before, and be better than that person. You don't want to have anyone else in mind when you're thinking, oh, who can I be better than? You can be better than who you were. And when you lead with that kind of mindset, it allows for a more positive outcome, right? When you lead with that heart space, it allows for a more positive outcome. So at every turn, when you're making goals for yourself or setting goals for yourself, you're actually able to enjoy those moments because you look back at who you were last week and you're like, dang, I didn't understand this. I didn't know this last week, but this week I do. Last year I didn't understand this. I didn't know this, but now I actually do, right? And that's because the only person that you are trying to be better than is who you were yesterday, an hour before now, whatever, but just yourself, right? Where did that go? So this is the Three of Cups in reverse. So Three of Cups and Three of Pentacles in reverse came out. Let me make sure this deck is upright, because I know it is. Yep, this deck is upright, and there's an Emperor at the bottom of the deck. So I could be talking to a man or not. I could just be speaking to a person that is in some form of authority. But what I see here and what I have got mentally was that you could have had a hard time being around people in group settings, like in community. And the reason for that is because you probably came from an environment of people that like to compete, or you did, and it just hasn't worked out well, right? This says overabundance, excessive pleasure, loss of prestige, disloyalty, rejection, and betrayal for the Three of Cups. And then for the Three of Pentacles, it says low quality, mediocrity, lack of skill, preoccupation, isolation, sloppiness, group conflict. So yeah, it could have caused a lot of issues in certain environments with others, right? And I feel like it was too much. Like, you basically had a group of people where all y'all did was compete with each other. If I'm speaking about a man, it's like, who have the best car, who have the best shoes, who have the best bitches. If I'm speaking to a girl, it's like, all right, who have the best niggas, who, you feel what I'm saying, who have the best clothes, who have the most bags, or whatever the hell you guys care about. So I'm like, yeah, whatever you individually care about in your group settings, it became like a competitive thing. So you feel like a lot of the times with other people, you have to do that, and it's not the case. Like, you don't have to do that. You allow other people to do that. You don't have to partake in that kind of mindset. Right? Then the Hermit came out. It could have caused isolation, right? You felt like you constantly had to compete with other people when you're around them, right? And then this also just shows you that you already have all the answers to what it is that is causing you anxiety. You already know this kind of, what I'm saying, like you pick up on that, but you probably don't allow yourself to. It's a tough pill to swallow, as I always say. Anytime I talk about stuff like this, like reflecting, self-reflection, it is always a tough pill to swallow. Nobody wants to look at themselves and say, dang, I be competing with people. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to do that. Right? And it's okay to recognize that you are a little bit competitive. How would you, get here? You could be, again, I said you could be someone of authority. How would you get here if, you didn't have a little bit of a competitive nature? But this can also hinder you as well. You feeling like your anxiety is stemming from, people trying to make you uncomfortable or whatever. But what it's really stemming from is you feeling like you have to compete with something or someone. And you have to be able to look to yourself and recognize what that is in that moment. Right? 747, as I said it. I'm not taking these. Sorry. Let me pull probably 2 more cards, and that's it. It was like, we're going to give you all of them, actually. Again, the Moon card came out, which was the first card that I had seen, right? The Queen of Swords came out. And I remember already saying with that Moon card, it's kind of just showing like you have some unfavorable thoughts, right? You have some unfavorable thoughts, and with these thoughts that you have and the Queen of Swords coming out, it's like you might make some hasty actions. When you think in those ways, you could possibly be thinking to yourself like, dang, people are trying to do something to me, or they're trying to make, like I just said, trying to make me feel uncomfortable. Reality is that you feel like you have to compete with people. And then with this Four of Pentacles, it says holding on too tight can stop you from moving forward. And it's you holding on too tightly to that control. You could be out of your element sometimes, and that's okay, right? This says you have earned every one of your successes. Like I said, you could be a person that is in some position of power or authority, right? And you have this Ace of Cups here to tell you that, you can give and receive love from other people whenever you are ready, but you have to release this control that you have, this hastiness that you have, which the Queen of Swords is, they're cool or whatever, 947 as I said it, but the Queen of Swords can be a bit hasty sometimes, and a bit, of an asshole. Like, I was trying to find a nice way to put it. The Queen of Swords can be a bit of an asshole as well, right? So you could have control issues due to the fact that you like competing with people. And the reason why is because you've hung out with a lot of people that like to compete with you. And now you're in a position where you're kind of out of your element and you don't know what relationships really look like with other people without competing. You're so used to dealing with people where every single time you talk to them, I need to hear about the biggest thing that you did last week or last month so we can compare it. You feel what I'm saying? And have a pissing contest together. You're used to that so much to the point where you could be in the presence of good people. You could be around a helpful environment, a supportive environment, and feel like you still have to keep that up. Like, nah. Allow yourself to be free. You could even be a person where I had seen like crying and stuff like that, where you don't want to cry in front of certain people because you feel as if somebody's going to make fun of you or something. And it's like, in the environment that you're in, no, nobody's going to make fun of you. Everybody inside of that environment understands. That's why I said you could be in a new type of, with the death represents rebirth as well. So this isn't always a negative thing. You could be in some type of new situation or something like that. Growth always means leaving something behind. Transformation is what this represents. So the end of a cycle, So you could be in a new situation, new environment, new people, and you feeling like you can't even just allow yourself to just 1147, as I'm saying it, just be free and feel how you feel and connect, like a real person, not just competing with each other and trying to see who did what, and no, like really connect. You can. So you have to let your guard down and stop holding on too tightly with this Four of Pentacles here to that mindset, because it's not an actual physical thing that you're holding on to. It's a mindset of feeling like you have to constantly be in this Queen of Swords energy where you're being hasty and mouthy, and you feeling like you have to tell everybody what you done accumulated, and I got this car, I got this bag, and you don't have to do that. This is not the place for that, where this even matters. I feel none of that matters here. People care about your heart, and they care about how your mind is like. And if you keep up that same mindset from the past, from dealing with people that you used to deal with, it will hinder you. So you have to let that go. That's it. You need to get out of your head.
The progression is I'm going to knock them upside the head and take the bread from them.
You need to get out of your head.
Doesn't even come into my attitude. Mr. Muhammad teaches us to love our own kind and let the white man take care of himself.